Hi students, I am Praveen Sebastian Paul. In this lecture, we are discussing the earthquake magnitude as well as how we can measure the magnitude of earthquake. The earthquake magnitude is a measure of the size or amplitude of the seismic wave generated by an earthquake source and recorded by seismographs. Because of the size of the earthquake varies enormously, it is necessary for the purpose of comparison to compress the range of wave amplitudes measured on seismograms by means of a mathematical device. In 1935, the American seismologist Charles F. Richter set up a magnitude scale of earthquakes as a logarithm to base 10 of the maximum seismic wave amplitude in thousands of millimeters recorded on a standard seismograph at a distance of 100 km from the earthquake's epicenter. The reduction of amplitude observed at various distances to the amplitudes expected at the standard distance of 100 km is made on the basis of empirical tables. Richter magnitudes ML are computed on the assumption that the ratio of the maximum wave amplitude at a two given distance is same for all earthquakes and is independent of azimuth. Richter first applied his magnitude scale to shallow focus earthquake recorded within 600 km in the epicenter in the Southern California region. Later, additional empirical tables were set up, whereby observations made at distant stations and on seismographs other than standard type could be used. Empirical tables were extended to cover earthquakes of all significant focal depth and to enable independent magnitude estimates to be made from body to surface wave observations. At the present time, a number of different magnitude scales are used by scientists and engineers as measure for relative size of an earthquake. The P wave magnitude for one is defined in terms of amplitude of P wave recorded on a standard seismograph. Similarly, the surface wave magnitude is defined in terms of logarithms of maximum amplitude of ground motion for surface wave with a wave period of 20 seconds. As defined, an earthquake magnitude scale has no lower or upper limit. Sensitive seismographs can record earthquake with a magnitude of negative values and have recorded magnitudes up to about 9.0. The 1906 San Francisco earthquake, for example, had a Richter magnitude of 8.25. As we all know, the earthquakes have varied effects including change in the geological features, damage to man-made structures, and impact on human and animal life. Most of these effects occur on solid ground, but since most earthquakes foci are actually located under the ocean bottoms, severe effects are often observed along the margins of oceans. The effects of earthquakes are terrible and devastating. Many buildings, hospitals, schools, etc. are destroyed due to this process. A lot of people get killed and injured, and many people lose their money as well as properties. The earthquakes may also affect the mental health and emotional health of people also. In order to identify the magnitude of earthquake, the Richter scale is designed and the different magnitudes recorded in Richter scales are as follows. The Richter scale reading of the earthquake between 1 and 2.9 is categorized under the micro earthquakes, and the effects are generally not felt by the people, though they are recorded on local instruments. In every year, more than 1 lakh of these type of micro earthquakes are happening throughout the globe. The second category is between Richter scale magnitude level 3 and 3.9. The earthquakes of this reading, that is in between 3 and 3.9, is categorized under minor earthquakes, and the effects are felt by many people and mostly no damage will occur on these type of minor earthquakes. there are about 12,000 to 1 lakh minor earthquakes are happening throughout the year around the globe. The magnitude level in between 4 and 4.9 falls under the category of light earthquakes, and the effects are felt by all, and minor breakages of objects will happen in these light category earthquakes. There are about 2,000 to 12,000 different light category earthquakes occur in an year. The moderate type of earthquakes felt under the magnitude level of 5 and 5.9, and the effects are some damages to the weak structures may happen. In between 200 and 2000 moderate earthquakes occur in an year. The earthquakes in between the magnitude of 6 and 6.9 are categorized as strong earthquakes, and this may cause moderate damage in populated areas. In an year, in between of 20 to 200 earthquakes, that is strong earthquakes, may happen. The earthquakes between the magnitude of 7 and 7.9 are categorized as major category earthquakes, and these major category earthquakes will cause severe damage over large areas, and it may cause loss of life. There are about 3 to 20 severe major earthquakes occur in our globe in an year. The earthquakes of magnitude 8 and above or 8 and higher are categorized as great category earthquakes, and the effects are severe destruction and loss of life over a large area. The earthquakes per year of greater category are fewer than 3, that is 1 or 2 may occur in an year. So these are the different Richter scale magnitude as well as different category of earthquakes. So dear students, kindly go through these assignment questions. The first question is how we can measure the magnitude of earthquake, and the second question is write about different Richter scale values of earthquake magnitude. So dear students, from the lecture 40 to 43 we had discussed one of the common and severe natural disaster, that is earthquake, and in the upcoming lecture we will discuss some other disasters as well as how we can manage those type of disasters. So see you soon. Until then, goodbye, thank you, and all the best.